Hello everybody, this is Furry Studios here, and today we're gonna do a tier list of all Zonkpunch's animations, from worst to best in my opinion. And just remember, if you are 18 and under, this video is not for you. Once again, 18 and under, this is not for you. This is an 18 plus video, so before we get right into this, just wanted to let you guys know that. But anyway, this is gonna be a very unscripted video, so if I sound like an idiot, or if this video is cringe like the last one, then that's just whatever, I guess. So, let's get right into it. So there are currently 27 animations. So I got 6 categories for this tier list today. Masterpiece, great, good, okay, and terrible. Which I guess you can say they speak for themselves. So I'm not going to spend much on each one because we got 27 of them and this could take forever. So we're going to start off with number 27. Twilight Sparkle. Twilight Sparkle is a simple animation. I don't really get into it because, you know, it's not really one of those animations you go to when you're in the mood, if you know what I mean. Ha ha ha. But yeah, it's a simple animation. It looks like it could have been his first animation. I would say that they did really well. So, number 26, we have Mango times Lemon Puffs. So we are now out of the terrible tier into a tier. But this one is at the very bottom because it's a simple animation as well. I don't really watch this animation, well I never really do, but I'd say sometimes, that very rare chance, I might watch this animation. But for the most part I'm not going to watch it because it's very simple, there's not much to it, and it's not really a light switch turn on, if you know what I mean again. Ha ha ha. Number 25. Derpy Hooves. Derpy Hooves is a little bit better than Mango times Lemon Puffs. But I can tell you, sucking a sausage, specifically your own sausage, is actually more interesting than the last 2 animations, which are very simple. This one, however, is also very simple, but sucking your own sausage is actually probably more of a turn on, so all I have to say for that one. Number 24. Space Dandy. Now, I have actually only watched this one time. There are multiple positions with multiple angles and scenes, but that's still not enough to actually want me to want to watch this animation more than I already have but one time. I like the animation style and like the newer animation style these days, but I could say this one could be one of those I might watch every so often. Number 23. Bowser times Felix. Gonna be going into the okay category because it's an animation style I like. I like the animation style, but the positions and such are okay. Sometimes I might watch this one if, you know, I have a light switch on. But for the most part, when I look at this animation, I have a light switch off. So I'd say it's on the okay tier. For number 22, Foxy times Chica. Not the first one in the good tier. This one is also very simple. I wish they added more into this animation other than just one angle and one position with a slow, medium, and fast and exclamation point at the end of the animation slash mini flash game. But it's good as is. I wish they had added more, but other than that, it's good as is. At number 21, How to Breed Your Dragon. I would say the same thing about this one like Foxy times Chica. I'd say this one could have a little more, like more positions, but again, it's good as is. It does have slow, medium, fast like the last one. I believe it's a flash game as well. There are 2, the foreplay and then the main play for that home run of that exclamation mark at the end of the animation. Other than that, this one will stay in the good category. Coming in at the top 20 with Samus times Charizard. This one is a little bit better than these, even though these are pretty good. This one has a bit of a story to it, with Samus coming from a different franchise into the Pokemon universe, playing a tournament, and then her light switch turned on. Charizard gets right on with it onto her, which I can tell you, with the story added, makes it pretty interesting, pretty car horny like, and you know what I mean. So I'd say this one's a good dabbing on it. So yep, that's all I gotta say for that one. With number 19, we got Chief times Mookie. This one I like, has different angles. We got an exterior and interior, but I wish they would show the exclamation mark of the interior near the end of the animation. If you actually watch this one, I'd say I would wish to see the interior climax of this animation, but you know, I guess we'll be fine with watching what we got for this animation. I watch this one very often because it's very light switch on like. So without a further ado, I'll like this one in the mid good category. Number 18, Gator's Delight. This one is okay. I don't really like this one that much. When I watch this one, sometimes I have the light switch on, sometimes light switch off, but you know, this one's a 50-50. That's why it's in the good category. And the excessive amounts of length per a scene makes this one a little bit better for when you have the very turn on light switch or flashlight, whatever you want to call it. With that, I'd say just the new animation style kind of makes it less good. So it's gonna stay in the mid good category. Number 17, Mewtwo's Fun. This one is going to be near the higher good end of this tier list. Has one position with different types of speeds and a nice climax near the end. But you know, this one position is good enough to satisfy my very inappropriate needs. I enjoy this animation and I watch it a lot sometimes, just like Chief times Mookie. But I don't really have much to say other than I like Pokemon. You know that? That's a nice turn on. Number 16, Maita by the Pool. Now this one is in the good category, near the very top. But it's not great, but it is good. I like the animation and the steamy fun of the two characters having a nice steamy bath or a nice steamy hot tub pool party. What is keeping this one from great is because I don't really watch it that often, and when I do, it's okay to my opinion, but I like the animation and the position and such for this one. I feel like if there was maybe more positions or angles, then this one would be in the great category. Number 15, Blaziken times Feraligatr, which is basically the same thing as the last animation, but except with a Pokemon, which makes it just a little bit better, but not that much better. Just the fact that it's a Pokemon now, getting that steamy hot tub fun, makes this animation just a bit better, even though it's the exact same as Maita by the Pool. Number 14, Airlock Lust. This one is going to be the final one in the good category. This one animation, I just say by the positions, angles, and animation style makes it good. Now, if the animation style was different, it'd probably be at the bottom great tier. But because of the excessiveness of that climax for this specific animation, kind of turns off that light switch just a bit, so it's going to stay in the good category. Number 13, which is a very weird name for this one, but it's Guillotine Q. I don't know why they decided to pick a beheaded weapon as the name for this video, but I'd say it's pretty good. The only thing that's probably keeping this one from being on the great category is just a different design for Chief in this animation. If Chief looked more like the one in the upcoming animation I will be talking about later, or in Chief times Mookie, then this animation will probably be in Masterpiece. But just by the look of Chief in this video and maybe a few extra angles, will put this in the Masterpiece. But other than that, it will stay at the bottom of the great tier. Coming at number 12, Saving the Species. Now, Saving the Species has Ratchet and Clank in it as a fun, nice fanfiction duo as the fans of the game enjoy. But I have not seen the game, not played the game, and actually forgot the game existed until I saw this animation by Zonkpunch a while back when it was first released. This one is actually a pretty nice, hot, steamy one, just saying. It has some nice positions and angles in the exterior and interior view, I'd say. Is pretty good, but you know, it's not the best because of the animation, and maybe a bit of some angles weren't really necessary and others could have been added instead. I don't know what angles I'm talking about, but I do know that some angles I probably was not turned on light switch for. Number 11, The Auto Servant. Now this one was the one I was talking about in Guillotine for Chief's design. If Chief looked like the design for this animation like it did in Guillotine a few talkabouts back, then that would have made that one go up a couple more levels, but I moved on from that one. So now we are on the Auto Servants, which I honestly gotta say, this one is a nice hot one. I do enjoy dancing around with this one a little bit, but you know, I bet a lot of people do. But my personal take is if there was a little bit more, maybe possibly an interior view, that would have made things a whole lot more steamy. Number 10, we are now hitting the top 10. This is where things will get a little more steamy. Number 10, the bees. This one is a short animation, but by its potential looks in this short, less than possibly 30 seconds, I am not sure, but I know it was a short one. This one has great potential if it becomes a 2 to 4 minute video of bees mating, and we learn all about bee mating, then this one will go into the masterpiece, but for its potential right now, it is in the great category. Number 9. Shower Time. Shower Time will possibly be our last animation that will be in the great tier. Only because it has the, basically it has the appetizer right after the main course, if you know what I mean. You're supposed to have the appetizer before the main course, but this one, I believe a two-parter to the next one on the list. But I can tell you right now, this one was pretty good as is, so it's going to be at the very great category. Number 8, Bath Time. Near the lower end of Masterpiece. This one is the main course, however, the last one on the list was supposed to be the appetizer, but they have that one second. Almost like saying we gotta have the dessert first before we have the main course. With the different positions and all in this one, I'd say it's pretty nice to watch this animation, and with the excessive climax, I'd say this climax is actually better than the climax I talked about with the Airlock Lust, which I did not like as much. But for Bath Time, this one was a nice masterpiece. Number 7, we have Anubis Times So Back. This one was a nice hot steamy one, getting a big male, getting on it with the little male. But playing with the God of Death is no joke, but when it comes to wanting to be a sub, it becomes a joke. But you know, this one was a very enjoyable one to watch. I watched it over and over again, but the only problem I'd say is maybe have an interior view, but other than that, I'd say this one is nearly perfect. Number 6, Raymond times Golemon. Now this one is just a one position with one angle, but honestly it's perfect as is. If they add another position or angle in the future, that would just be a bonus to this already masterpiece of an animation. Just watching this one and imagine it just makes me want this to be real even more, but you know, can't really make imagination come to reality if you know what I'm saying, but you know, we all wish we can. Number 5, Beach Fun. That is not the actual name, but that's what we're going to go with for this one. Beach Fun is pretty nice. Has 2 positions and 2 angles. One angle for each position. I'd say if there was an interior, maybe a few more positions would make it a bonus as well. But with what we got right now, it is a pretty nice masterpiece to enjoy and watch this very simple animation. Just like last simple animation. Number 4, we have Undertale with Asriel getting pleasured. I gotta say, this one is a pretty nice one to watch. Honestly, I'd say a lot of people enjoy it, especially when Asriel's also having a good time for the first half, then getting overwhelmed in the second half. But you know, the second half of the game is the pretty most stressful part, especially when you are at a tiebreaker. So who knows? We all have to say that Zonkpunch has been doing a pretty good job with these animations in the masterpiece category. Number 3, we are now in the top 3, with number 3 being Overwatch. Now, if this one had an interior, maybe a front view, like how I got the image for the tier list right here, if they did a front view of this animation, it probably would have been the first or second animation, just because it's the second most watched animation of mine from this creator known as Zonkpunch, the best animation for adult content. As I sound like an announcer, this is a masterpiece, but if they added a few more positions, this would have been a god piece. Maybe I should have made that as a god piece. Number 2, we have Zootopia. Now with this one, its position and angles are pretty nice. If they added an interior one, that would have also made it just as good. But what with we have already is perfect enough. Everyone loves Zootopia. I'd say this one is the one of the most perfect animations Zonkpunch has ever made. With the nice steamy stuff and a nice prey times predator, it is a masterpiece worth turning on to. Now coming down to number 1, we have Braxton times Charizard. Now this one is the best animation Zonkpunch has ever made. Now with this animation, it has 2 nice positions with 4 different angles, a side, a behind for the first half. For the second half, it's an interior and behind. But you know, for the second half, I would wish they did a side view or a front view. Maybe even do an interior of the front half of this video with the foreplay. But you know, that's just all I gotta say. Now that completes my tier list. If there are any disagreements with this tier list, you guys could go ahead and say it in the comments down below, and I will gladly like to read them. Because you know, a fan of Zonkpunch would like to hear some criticism about if an animation is better or worse than what I actually put it. Now, if you guys do agree with me, I am happy that you do. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Furry Studios. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, because I will try to do more videos just like this. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.